Welcome to Deano's Garage. Now today we're not looking at motorcycles. What we're actually going to be looking at is my Honda CR-V that I've recently purchased. It's 101,000 miles. Looks a little bit tired, especially around the black plastics, or what should be black plastics, all around the sort of lower part of the body of the car. Now I'm going to try something which hopefully some of you people out there haven't tried before and will watch this and think, great, that works, I'll try that myself, because it should be a little bit of one of those kind of miracle things that when we see it in action you'll be surprised. So let's have a look at what we're talking about, and hopefully you too can do this at home. So let's have a look at the CR-V now, and let's see what we're talking about. So this is the Honda CR-V lower section I'm talking about, and this is the plastics I'm talking about. Now I used to use something like this, just a bumper and trim restorer, and all it really is like a sort of silicone based type product, and it penetrates into the plastic, soaks into the plastic, and temporarily makes it look good for a very short amount of time. But what that also does is attract dust which sticks to it, and within no time at all, to be honest, with a bit of weathering, it goes back to looking like this. So you have to do it pretty regularly, probably at least once a month. But what I'm going to try and do is something very different. Now let's have a look at what I'm going to do instead. So what I'm going to do is take a very cheap hot air gun. Bought this from a good old friend AliExpress. Cheap as you like. It's in effect a bit like a hairdryer, but obviously a lot hotter air comes out of this, and you have various stainless steel attachments. So you've got like a fan, or as this is, a very sort of focused point of heat, and I'm going to be applying this to this plastic, and what it will do is actually bring out the natural oils in the plastic, making it a lot darker and blacker, and you'll see that effect. So this is what it's like before I start, and we'll have a look once I put the heat on and see what effect that has. Now as we can see just here on this left hand side here, this is particularly grey, almost white in colour. So what I'm going to be doing is actually focusing some heat on this area here, and we'll see what effect that has. So I'll crack on now, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm making sure I keep the gun moving all the time. Don't let it sit in one position, otherwise you'll melt the plastic. But you can see straight away that it's changing colour. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. It's almost like I'm spray painting the plastic. So the heat's bringing the natural oils in the plastics to the surface, and this will be a permanent fix until, of course, the sun and the weather does what it's done over 101 miles. But look at the difference between that and that. Let's just zoom in. That's the difference of just a few seconds of that heat. So as you can hear and see, I've got the hot air gun on, and I've already come around this little quarter here. I'm just going to put the hot air onto this, and you can see you've got the tired, almost whitening plastic here. If you come in closer, you'll see as I basically sort of direct the hot air over the plastic, it goes from a very dull white to almost a soft sheen. And what's happening is the hot air is heating the plastic, bringing the oils to the surface and making it look pretty much as it would have done new. The plastics on this actual vehicle weren't black, they were always this kind of mid-grey to contrast with the black of the CR-V, but you can see literally the difference that it makes between old and new just by using the heat gun. That's the difference that it makes. So I'm going to carry on now and get this whole bumper done, the whole car done. And as always, thanks for watching Deano's Garage, and hopefully you found this video useful and you can do this on yours. What I would say is be very careful with your hot air gun. Don't get too close, don't stop at any point. Always keep the hot air moving and work safely. And as always, thanks for watching Deano's